Mr. Watson here, and in this video we're going to be looking at overload. Overload. Training intensity should be above the performer's comfort zone to place a stress on the body and force an adaptation. 4 components can be manipulated to achieve overload, referred to as the FIT principle: frequency, intensity, time, and type. So let's start with frequency. Now this is quite simply how many sessions per week are performed. So in this simple example, in week 1 you might start with 1 session a week, week 2 twice a week, week 3 up to 3 times. Now as there are only so many days in the week and rest is key in training, you can only overload frequency so much. So this is where you look to the other components in order to achieve overload. So we have intensity. Now this is how hard the sessions are in relation to your maximum heart rate. So another simple example, week 1, you might work at 60% of your maximum heart rate. Week 2, 70%. Week 3, 80%. So you're getting the idea. And again, the duration progressing each week, that will totally depend on yourself or the athlete you're potentially training and on when these progressions occur. Okay, so that is intensity. We then look at time. So these are how long the sessions, intervals or sets are. So this is your daily training. So in this example, I'm looking at interval training. And in week 1, I might be training each individual session for 45 minutes in duration. And within that 45 minutes, my intervals last for 2 minutes before I take a rest and then 2 minutes again. Applying overload to this, week 2, my sessions might last for 50 minutes and the intervals for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So just a simple way of how you can manipulate time, not only how long the sessions are, but also specifically the intervals, the sets are. And finally, we look at type. This is the method of training used. So with particular methods of training, sometimes they can be better suited to specific health or skill related fitness components. So type is something, or the method of training, something that you can change in order to try and achieve overload. So for example, in the picture we have continuous training, which is predominantly known to help develop aerobic capacity. We have weight and resistance training aimed at muscular endurance, muscular strength. Yoga aimed at flexibility, and fartlek training, which allows to achieve variance, which we'll come on to prevent boredom, so changing the terrain. We see a little beach run there, and also speed play, walk, jog, sprint. Okay, now just to finish up with overload, I'm going to play you a little video, a myth of how progressive overload came about.
The legend of Milo of Croton. He was the 6th century BC wrestler in ancient Greece who won many victories in the athletic festivals all around Greece. Legend goes that to get strong, he used to carry a calf on his shoulders. As the calf grew in size and became a bull, Milo also grew stronger to be able to carry the bull on his shoulders. Although we doubt the authenticity of this legend, the gist of it is quite relevant for understanding the process of progressive overloading. As we put more load on our body compensates for it by becoming stronger.
Okay, so that is the principle of overload.